Hello, Monet ice cream artists. Are you ready? It's time to finish our project today. So what we're going to do is we're going to take Monet's concept of using very light colors, pastels, and apply that to our ice cream picture. We're using watercolor paints. So let's activate our paints and get them ready. Take some clean water and put a little clean water in every one of the ovals that you want to use to make different flavored ice cream and finish off the rest of your picture. Now at this time, before you start painting, you might want to take a look at your work. And you ask yourself, did I have a chance to really fill in everything I wanted to paint in my picture? If there's anything left that you're looking at and you decide, yeah, I kind of wish I had finished this up, go ahead and finish up coloring those last few things with your oil pastels before we begin. You'll be happy that you did later. Make sure you shake off the crumbs of your oil pastels when you are finished so that they don't interfere with your paintbrush and get into your paints. All right, I think we're all set. Knock off those extra crumbs and here we go. So I'm going to start at the top of my picture, and instead of adding water first, I'm just going to go right for it. I'm picking up a little bit of green. I'm going to put it right here on my mint leaf. As I'm spreading it around, it's got plenty of water in it because it's a watercolor, and I might say to myself, oh, it's really similar to the wallpaper, so I grab a little yellow. I mix that in. And then if I mix it well enough, I'm gonna get a real light green. Sometimes I find there might be a little too much water in there, so brush it off on a paper towel or on your messy mat. It's a great place to absorb that extra. And then play around with your colors some more. If I think that's still a little bit too yellow, I'll grab a little more green. And then you can do this kind of back and forth, mixing your colors until you settle on a color that you really, really like. I'm very happy with how that turned out now, so I'm moving on to the next one. All right, I have a green leaf right there. I've got green wallpaper, so I definitely don't want to paint that scoop of ice cream with green, but I will consider painting it with something else. Do I want to paint it with brown for chocolate? Well, I love chocolate, but brown on brown might be a little too much. So I'm going to pick something else. I'm going to do a little pink at the top. So I add red and plenty of water. And being able to move that around and stay inside my ice cream scoop is important. Okay, there's my pink. Again, if you feel like there's too much water in there, just pick up some of that water with your brush and brush it off on a paper towel or your messy mat, and that should do the trick. I felt like I needed to add a little bit more in there. There we go. I'm very happy with how that turned out. Let's do another flavor. Okay, this is gonna be crazy ice cream. And since I've got a warm color right there, and I've got green right there, I'm gonna put blue for my next one. Make sure you add lots of water to move that paint around. And how fun is it to see the oil pastel resist the paint? It's so cool. All right, here we go. Next. Gotta pick another color for the next one. I'm thinking I'm going to skip this one for right now because that's wet and that's wet. And if I paint wet right next to wet, these two might blend. So I'm gonna go over here to this guy and I'm gonna paint him next. And I'm going to make that one, let's do some orange. So this guy is gonna be maybe like an orange or peach flavored ice cream. Get in there. So here's the trick to this. If you are using a lot of water, let your scoops dry before you paint another one right next to it. Because if you go for it and you paint right next to it immediately, those colors will blend together. That's unfortunately what you have to deal with watercolor paints. Do you see how this red paint right here is clumping up on the ice cream? So I'm going to take my dry brush, because I just brushed it off, and I use it like a sponge, and I soak up the extra red. And it doesn't really change the color too much. I just got rid of the extra. Still looks great. But now that's going to be easier to paint next to. I'm going to clean the red off. Then I'm going to come over here and pick up some of this extra blue. See that? Grab some of that extra blue. There we go. All right, cool. Now, let's come up with another color. I'm gonna let that blue dry a little bit more, but I'm gonna come back over here and hit it with something. Maybe I'll do some chocolate. This guy's wet, so this one right here and this one right here are my best bets. I'm gonna tackle this guy right here. I'm trying to also think about, what colors are gonna go where? That one, vanilla, maybe this will be a chocolate. And then what other colors do I have? Green. Hey, these are inside and they won't touch the green background. So I'm gonna make one of those green. This will be like a mint. Not too much. I don't want it to be like really green. There we go. Now if I wanted that to be mint chocolate chip and I forgot to put the chocolate chips on it, it's okay. What I'm gonna do is give it a chance to dry, come back to it a little later. After it's a little more dry, I can put those chocolate chips right on top. No problem. Okay, let's do another one. I bet this one is okay to do because those are pretty dry. They're not super, super wet anymore. And that's gonna be a tricky one. I actually wanna do vanilla right there. So I'm gonna use a tiny, tiny bit of yellow. That was more yellow than I wanted, but that's okay. All right, get in there, yellow. Make it look vanilla-ish. Too much water. I want it to just barely be a hint of color. Almost white, but not. Vanilla. Okay. Yummy, yummy. Have you ever had vanilla ice cream that has those little black specks in it? Do you know what that is? When they take a vanilla bean pod and they cut it open and they slice and brush out all of the little vanilla bean in there, those tiny little black dots are what flavor vanilla. How cool is that? And so that's what shows up in that vanilla ice cream sometimes. That's how you know it's really good, all natural vanilla. Okay, let's do a purple one. Get a tiny bit of purple. Where am I gonna put it? Purple, why don't you go here next to green? That's gonna be a really beautiful purple, nice and dark. I don't know what flavor that would be. I know you were thinking, is that grape? I know, grape's not really a typical flavor, is it? And I think about that one. Okay, which one next? Maybe this guy right here. So that's kind of what you want to do. You just want to sort of continue working. Tackle the ones as they get dry, then you can paint one as another one gets dry, and then you're gonna paint your bowl, you're gonna paint everything else in your picture. Have a great time. I can't wait to see your pictures later. I hope you have fun. I had fun showing you. All right, good luck.